Benvenuti a Torino. Welcome to Torino. My name is Marco Cantamessa. Basically, I'm a professor at Politecnico di Torino, but my second job is to run with other colleagues that are here the technology incubator of the Politecnico. So they asked me to give you this official welcome to this session that I think will be extremely interesting. I'll be very short. I don't want to steal any time from the people who will present. The only thought I wanted to share with you is that Europe, unfortunately, is not yet, it's not enough a single space for startups the way the United States are. And I think that is really a pity. I think it is because of business reasons, first of all, okay, because the opportunity space that a startup deserves should be continent-wide. But I also think it's a pity because of, let's say, social and cultural reasons. I mean, I believe that whenever you talk about startups and innovation and technology, it's not only about creating some technical stuff, but it's also about changing the way people act, behave, and it's also understanding the way that people need things. So I think that if we manage to create a single space for European startups, we would really be able to dig into the incredible depth and richness of all our countries and all the cultures that we represent. So I think that it's really important that we move in that direction. I mean, everybody today is talking about let's make more integration in Europe, and I think we should do it for startups as well. So one way to do it, I think, is to create linkages between the hotspots of innovation and startups European level. And I think the social media week really is one of the ways with which this can be done. I think Torino can be an interesting hotspot for startups, at least for representing Italy. The Entropy incubator that I was telling you about was founded in '99, so it was the first incubator and technology incubator in Italy, and one of the first at European level. And it has evolved quite a lot over time. So now we produce something like 12 to 15 new companies every year. And within this incubator, we have Treatabit, which is the internet incubator that specializes in social media, games, mobile, and all the sort of things that you'll hear about today. And also think that Torino has quite a rich and varied ecosystem of people, professionals, companies that can actually help startups grow. So it's not only about having people with good ideas and some mentors, but it's also about finding people who actually can put their competencies to work and maybe some money too, which is not bad for startups, of course. So I think this is a great event because we're actually collecting a number of startups from different places. We have 10 on the roster, and it's not only startups from this place, but it's also startups from other countries in Europe. Some of them are here physically. They will present. Other ones will be presenting through Skype, I understand. And I think this is really great because it means that we are moving towards considering Europe something that is not only something that, okay, we read on the newspapers, but it's really something we can all live in. So I'm pretty sure that all of these startups will find a way to pitch, to present themselves, to find new ideas, new feedback, new partners, and go beyond their very first steps into becoming something great. I hope that one of the 10 at least will become a big hit in the next 2 to 3 years. So good luck to all of you.
Let's go to the startup presentation. As mentioned, there will be 10 startups. Half of them are Italian startups that are incubated in the Treatabit, and half of them are startups that come from other European cities, and a couple of them will be connected via Skype. So let's start with the first one that is incubated in the Treatabit and is Gnammo, a social IT platform. Please, Gianluca.
Microphone here. Thank you. You want to come here with me to the presentation? Wait a second. So, thank you very much. Just try. Okay, perfect. What is Gnammo? First of all, I'm Gianluca Ranno, CEO and speaker for Gnammo.com. meet, eat, and fun, like you can have a look here, because the people need to meet people from real. We spend almost part of our time in front of Facebook, sorry, but the people can meet other people in a real place and in the oldest social network of the world, the table. Yes, and we can do it with Gnammo. When you join in Gnammo, you can choose to be a Gnammer, and the Gnammer can choose to participate to the event, or to be a cook, and the cook can create the event. But we go to have a look why become a Gnammer and why become a cook. A Gnammer can choose an event if he's in a city for travel, for fun, if he wants to discover another kind of kitchen and try a different experience. And a cook can become a cook in Gnammo because he can get money, he can new people that have the same passion, and he can become the best. Okay, which is the business model of Gnammo? Gnammo take a fee, a 10% of fee on each translation. But the most important thing, we got to analyze the market, okay? We start with the Italy, that is our first market. We'll go later in Europe and in America. We take, like example, the food and beverage spend. And we can see that the part dedicated to the social eating, the people that go out for it, is a big part. In Italy, it's the 30%. In Europe, the same. And in American, around 50%. So we have our target there. We divide our target in the food world and tourism world. So the people that are, for example, food blogger, personal chef, the cooking class. In Italy, we have a lot of cooking class. And the tourists, like the couch surfers, the people that use Airbnb, or the people that travel for pleasure or for travel. And we got to reach our target offline and online. Online with the social media marketing, offline with events. Which is our strategy? We start the 21 February of this year. We have now more than 3,000 people, users. We realized 20 events in whole Italy, and more than 200 people tried the Gnammo experience. In the next years, we want have the new site, the app for mobile, and we want to reach first Europe, and later we go in America. We have competitors for sure. We have some very important competitors like Grab with us and Plodge, but there are their business model is specifically on the restaurant. Okay, we are concentrated on the home food. But in the next year, we want also go on the restaurant market and the brand page. Si è bloccato? Okay. Something about the money. Analyzing which is our possible market, okay? Like the food lovers, like the tourists, but just in Italy. We can say that in the 24 months, we can reach 5,000 people and 5,000 of events done with 8 billion euros of revenues. About the legal, Gnammo is a brokerage activities, and we are working on a decree for norm this situation. We are working with a decree on 2 senators, Sicilian senators, that are working for a decree for the home food. What we need like all the startup of seed, around 200 euros for reach our purpose. So invest in marketing and develop. Our team is composed from 6 people. Me, that I'm the CEO, Walter Cristiano, yes, this is our CTO. Monica Paoluzzi, she worked 10 years in Vodafone, now she is our strategic planner. Daniel Piraton and Raffaele Salmaso that are our developer. Okay, the last the advisory board. Yes, we have a really interesting advisory board. They work in Italy, in Europe, also in Russia and in America, and they are helping us to grow our idea and our business. We are supported, of course, of the Politecnico Tritabit and also Innovation Lab. And nothing, I just say to you, if you are angry, I invite you to try the Gnammo experience on gnammo.com. Thank you very much. Questions? Okay. A fee on each transaction. I mean, I pay 20 euros, for example, for go to hit, okay? And the site take 10% of on the transaction, a fee. So, yeah. Yes. And the site take a part, the 10% of this payment. Nothing. You're welcome. Why? Okay, because you have the opportunity first make money, have a platform where there are all the tools for creating an event and develop the event, because the cook need to show what they are able to do, because the cook need to improve. So in a site where there are other cooks, they can learn and grow every day and become the best. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes. More questions? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes, we want. I mean, we want to have first questions. We are working with Airbnb and with Couchsurfing because, like you say, it's very important for us because it's the same offer. I mean, I always say they use the bed, we use the table, and we are working to give the cook a experience. Okay, experience like in Airbnb. I mean, we start 6 months ago, so we must improve the platform, but we want to reach this idea. Yes. Is 5% fee, but they start with more. Oh, why? Yes, we analyze the other site of sharing that use fee, and thinking to the Italian market for start, we think that the 10% was a correct fee. But what we want to do in the second year is not use the fee, but just work with another business model. I mean, concentrate on the brand, because we can give to the brand an opportunity to make a different kind of marketing. Thank you. Okay. The time not? Yeah. Understood. Yes. I think that we must be very, the site must be very interesting and give the cook a lot of things. So the site must give to the cook more possibility to reach his target that don't do the same things alone. So I give you more people to show your abilities. I give you more opportunities. For example, can be if for the first time that I am a stranger, go in Italy, the second time maybe I can ask to the cook, okay, but can happen, we know. But happen like in Airbnb, I think the Airbnb have the same problems, like all the site of sharing, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we finished. Okay, I can stop it now. Thank you very much to all, and go to try Gnammo. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gianluca. Now let's go to the first foreign startups that come from the incubator of the University of Oxford, and it's Go Complain.
Hello. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start with a few pleasant images today. The baby next to you crying for 7 hours straight on a flight. The bicycle that nearly kills you because the road just isn't enough for him. The postman who decides to ring on those 30 seconds you decided to go to the bathroom when you've been waiting for him for 8 hours, of which 4 of those you probably wanted to go to the bathroom. The lady on the customer service on the other side of the phone who gives you these cryptical political responses to your needs. A politician. Or your girlfriend after 5 years who leaves you for no reason. That sort of thing. Or airport security who doesn't take a joke very well, as I've learned, and who also does 5 random inspections on you in the same airport. It stops being random when it's 5. The Wi-Fi that miraculously stops working when you need it the most. The irrationality of your boss, the irrationality of your girlfriend, you know where I'm going. An audience that is completely irresponsive to what I'm saying. I'll give you a last example. Last week, I went to get a rail card and gave a picture to the young lady who was doing my rail card. And she turns around and she says, unfortunately, I can't verify this is you because you haven't got it signed by your supervisor. And I said, madam, there's a better way to verify this is by using your eyes because I took this today. So this, or another great example is a paper program in which you haven't been included. That sort of thing. So I took a picture of myself when I live these sort of powerless emotions. This is me. The world becomes a dark place. I'm not happy anymore. It's something you feel in the gut, and I think we've all been there before, so I want all of you to think of this moment. And the good news today is that we found a cure. After many years of research and development, you now have a choice. You can either stay like this, get that stomach ache that'll stay for days, or you can choose the red pill, the complaint pill with a K. Now, the complaint pill is taken by simply clicking on it when you go to our website, gocomplain.com, and it's to be taken indiscriminately and at all times of the day. Now, what does the complaint pill do? It does one thing. It restores equilibrium. And it does that in 2 ways. It restores personal equilibrium through catharsis, which I kid you not is sometimes spelled with a K, which is an emotional release associated with talking about the underlying causes of a problem so as to result in the alleviation of symptoms or the permanent relief of the condition. So just now I feel fantastic because I told you all about all my problems. This is exactly the sort of personal equilibrium we want to restore. The second equilibrium it restores is social equilibrium through collective action, which to my knowledge is not spelled with a K yet. And in this example, for example, where, oh, that was nice, where my picture could not be verified even though the young lady had eyes. If I complain alone, the response I get, and which I got, was this sort of shrug and face of, I don't care, it's not my problem. But if we're 10,000 who complain about it, maybe we can change something. Anyways, so we've got a sort of test version up and running, and we're going to launch the more sophisticated version on a date which we've chosen specially, which is the end of the world, the 21st of December 2012, or the 13th Baktun if you follow the Mayan calendar, because we think there'll be a lot to complain about, either through the sheer devastation that's going to take place or through the disappointment for the lack of sheer devastation that's not going to take place. But we're pretty sure everything's going to be okay. And finally, this is the most important thing. If you didn't like this presentation, please, please, please go complain.com. Thank you. Right.
Say I want to post a complaint. I would want to look
We do. We have that indeed. We have 3 ways of separating data. We have sort of these main categories, such as work, traveling, etc. Then we have a tagging system, so we can specifically target special words. And then we have the search engine, which will find any word in a complaint. So you will be able to. Well, so, well, you can comment on complaints, and we don't have. I think you're talking about an auto suggest sort of form. No, we don't have that yet. But thanks. Sure, we have none because we started only a few weeks ago, but hopefully we will. Yeah, either one, really. Thanks. Yeah.
Is there going to be some legal problem if somebody is complaining about things that are politically or not really correct to complain about? Do you have a censorship?
We do. We hope there won't be legal problems. There might be. That's all I can say, really. Yes? Right. So we've got a new system going because I'm sick and tired of creating new accounts. So there's 3 ways in which you can complain. Either you connect through Facebook or all the rest of it. Either you create a new account if you really want a new account, or you post anonymously without creating an account, or you create an account under the name John, but then you post under the name Simon. So we've given a complete flexibility as to what you want to do. There are obviously advantages to creating an account because then we can follow up with you. But if you really don't want to, and I understand that because I'm sick and tired of creating new accounts. So. We're cool, but if anybody wants to give us money, we won't say no. But thanks. Yeah, so that's a good question. I'm not the CEO or anything. We have a chairman called Chairman X. He's a very shy guy, so he didn't come here today. I just make the tea and photocopies. But from what I know about him is that we want to help people resolve their issues. But he's not concerned about money, so. Absolutely. We want to restore equilibrium. I guess that's it. Thank you.
Okay, now let's go back to Torino with Intoino, that is a startup that have been created during the Startups Weekend of this year. And Startups Weekend, for the one who don't know, it's a 2-day event during which team develop their own idea, create the team itself. And Intoino is one of the best cases of this year because they won both the prize of the public and also the official prize. And so with Marco Bestonzo, we will discover an applied case of do-it-yourself innovation.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for the time you're taking for this. I'm Marco Bestonzo, and I'm the founder of Intoino. I will start with this slide, which is actually showing you from the left side, to the right side, the innovation on phones, from a Uchi phone to the iPhone, what we see in here is basically that inventivity is intrinsic in humans because we did a lot in just a couple of 100 years. And what I wanted to underline is basically that in each steps of innovation, there is always an inventor with a great idea, which is leading to the next step. And the next step on phones, for example, is again an idea that is shaping our future, but is also shaping economic growth. I'm going to start with a question, my presentation. How many people has ever seen Arduino? Can you raise a hand? Okay, almost everyone. For the one who doesn't know, Arduino is the most famous open hardware platform in the world. It's basically a mini computer that you can stick on it like sensors, and you can tell him what to do, and he's going to do it for you. It's famous worldwide, 500,000 users. Google use it, MIT Media Lab, CERN use it, and you can do really amazing things. Like, for example, you can create projects where your plants are starting to tweet and talk to you. You give water and they thank you back on Twitter. Or you can create a flying drone in minutes. Or people has even created a sign language, glove to translate text, sign language to text and voice. Or this 14-year-old boy, he's been creating a sensor for earthquakes, which was tweeting when necessary. And now he is famous worldwide because he's been anticipating a governmental project of a year. And now he has almost 300,000 active followers on the web. But the problem that we saw is to use Arduino, you still need a laptop, and you need a cable. And of course, you need technical skill, programming skills. So that's still a barrier, because if you have the next big idea, with your Arduino, for example, well, that's still a barrier, because you still have to be a little bit like this. I mean, you need to have a nerd degree, or you need to know how to program, or you need to spend a lot of money and time to hire the people to program for you. And that's a big problem, because a lot of ideas comes from great innovators, but they are hidden in the people's brain, and they are not transferred into society. And that's the problem. And that's the solution I try to create that I call the Intoino. I'm going to show you how it works. It's kind of simple. We've been collecting open source projects from all around the world, which are driving Arduino projects like, I don't know, you want to switch on an LED or driving an engine or whatever. And we pack them into what we call iCodes, which are just icons, which are really user-friendly. You can understand what they're doing. Like this one is tweeting something. We put them in an app. I'm going to show you how it works. If you have an idea for a device or something, well, you just need to search for the iCode that you need, which is actually telling the Arduino what to do. And you just got to drag and drop it with your finger on the virtual Arduino, which is connected actually Wi-Fi to the real one. That's really cool, because this way you can start inventing and creating projects without knowing how to code or anything, and electronics is finally accessible for the whole population. Applications are a lot. Imagine in domotics, for example. An example, you can make your dog tweeting when he needs the water, like the plant, or maybe whenever you decide to do it. Electronics. Imagine the cost and time to market are really decreasing dramatically. Developing countries, unfortunately, they do not have the education, the technical education they need to create devices solving the problems they're having. And that's a really nice application. Medical field. You can start creating objects which are actually tracking data from your body and increasing the innovative mobile health sector, for example. And how many of you know 3D printer? Well, that's a revolution. Imagine what you can do if you have a 3D printer and with Intoino together. You can basically digitally design, manufacture products sitting at home. And the limit is only the imagination at that point. So the applications are really infinite. We went social as well. We're creating a platform where people can jointly contribute in creating ideas and growing them. A lot of ideas will come to our social network, Intoino Social, and people will post problems to solve, and inventors and developers will solve them. And the best ideas that will pass through the funnel are going to be selected as best ideas once a year. And this idea will become an open source product, which will be distributed globally. But the cool thing is that actually we will need to share the revenue, because since it's open source, we like to share both with the person who has been posting the problem and both with the inventor. So it's a real innovation, because for the first time, people can invent whatever they are. They only need a smartphone or a tablet. So it's a really DIY open innovation. And they can do it together. And for the first time, it's really better because it's convenient. So I will end up this presentation with what Massimo Banzi, the inventor of Arduino, has said at TED Global. He said, today, you don't really need anybody's permission to create something great. Thank you. Questions? I know, I went like kind of fast. Imagine that you want to see when your dog is shaking or when he's moving, and you're, I don't know, you're at your workplace, you want to know when he's moving. So basically, if you wanted to have a product which was doing that, you had to wait for a multinational company, like a big one, to create that product. Now you take your Arduino. Imagine this is Arduino. Then you take your phone, and you said, okay, I want to see, I don't know, with an accelerometer, for example, when it's shaking. So you stick an accelerometer on the Arduino, and then you tell to the Intoino app, read the accelerator sensor, and then tweet when it's moving. And then in a few seconds, you create a working prototype, which is working. So anytime you have an idea about a device which is doing something, if you can imagine, you can do it. And that's how it works. So basically, anyone is able, electronics is finally accessible, and anyone is able of programming and tell a circuit what to do just by thinking about it. Well, we were born like 2 months ago, so our own, another application. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much you know about mobile health, but for example, an innovation that I have in mind is this, and it comes from Sweden, actually, where I was working last year. In Sweden, when you, I don't know, you break a bone, you go to the hospital, it's nighttime, okay? And then you got your leg scan, and then you got the exam. Then the exam is sent to Australia, so they don't have to pay the night fee, and there is a doctor over there. Imagine that somehow you have an Arduino shield, which is translating, for example, the EEG signal into voice, which is nothing crazy. They do it like in universities. And then imagine that you have a piece of code coming, you don't know where, maybe from the other side of the world, which is doing the signal processing about it. Then you just need to stick a bio Arduino on your Arduino, stick the sensor, and maybe give again the voice to a person who has lost it. I know it's really deep innovation, but that's where we want to go. We have, you mean verticals or segments? User 3 kinds, like non-technical, beginners, and professionals. Of course, non-technical is basically anyone, because anyone can use it. Beginners is designers, students, and people who want to get educated, and hobbyists. Then you go into entrepreneurs who want to build, maybe speed up the time to market of their product, companies and multinational, as well as creating collaboration to foster innovation process in open R&D innovation through the social network we're going to create. Pardon me? We will, yeah, sure. I think the guy over there wanted to have a... Yeah. I know, sorry about that. It was kind of complicated in 5 minutes, but... Yeah. I show you an example, maybe. Let's say that you need to track a signal because you're in the lab, and you just want to see how is this signal is varying. Then you take your Arduino, and instead of going into your libraries and then rewrite the whole code, which is reading that specific door, for example, you just drag and drop the read door number 1, and then you're going to see it maybe on the smartphone. And that's it. So you reduce the time for doing the same thing that you were doing before if you're a professional already. So if you know how to make electronics by a factor of hundreds. Who was you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let's say I have a dog, and I have a problem because sometimes the dog runs away, and I have to track him or her down. Is it possible for me to use your platform and to put like some kind of a tracker on the dog, and when it's like geofencing basically?
Yeah.
When the dog runs out of the yard, I get an SMS, for example. Then after that, I can track it on top of Google Maps.
Yeah, for example, that's an application, for example. If you want to run into UMTS network, I would suggest no. I mean, you can do it, but that's going to be like kind of big for the dog itself because that kind of models are big. But that's the main thing. But yes, of course, it's going to be possible. So we will, specifically on that question, I noticed that electronics is all about inputs, outputs, communication, Wi-Fi, GPS, doesn't matter which one, and then processing. So all these functioning blocks are going to be covered by the application. And maybe, I think I forgot to answer a part of your question as well. There are going to be 2 ways which we include new code in the app, which is both the one we create, because we notice maybe there is a niche market that needs something, and the one that comes around the web. But it's going to be all open source as well.
With the open source question, I mean, for example, the dog, the running away dog, you have to create a device. So how would you keep the open source logic? If you have to create devices, yeah, to target, for example, the dog. I'm not very in the Arduino stuff, so maybe I don't get the full thing. But
well, if you do it yourself, then it's going to be a prototype. If the project is going to be selected by the company, by Intoino team, that's going to be a real project. So with integration and design from Italy and distribution around the world, and that's going to be a design product.
Yeah, I got it. But what I mean is that this is not like a news that the whole device market is sustained by the logiciel, etc. Not open source stuff. I mean, every device manufacturers are living with not open.
Well,
source.
that's sorry, but that's not true.
No, I mean.
If you read like the book from Berkeley, which is called Open Source Innovation, what it's stating is that actually IBM is doing that, for example. Big multinational company are actually moving to this kind of concept. And the open source hardware market, which is still a niche, is gonna have like compound annual growth rate of more than 100%. So it's just because it doesn't exist yet, but it's really a growing market.
Yeah. I just wanted to know in which way you are gonna make it exist. I'm using myself open source stuff, but what I mean is that.
Okay, business lines, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, we have like
definitely.
several business lines. First of all, to connect Intoino app with Arduino, you need an antenna that we produce and we sell. Otherwise, it doesn't work first. So there's a product. Then the app. If you want to connect other shields, which are open source and they're Wi-Fi, then you can buy the app. Third, we're going to distribute a lot of sensors, because on the platform, if you're new on electronic market, electronic world, you can learn how to do it. And then there, on the same app, you can buy sensors and shields. And that's, again, another way off. And of course, the main market is going to be the product coming from out of the community.
Okay, I think that we should go on, also because after the
Thank
pitches
you.
there will be a networking cocktail, so if you have other questions, you can ask them after that. Thank you, Marco. So now Christopher Thür will present his startups, that is Ovelin. And as you can see, he's connected from Helsinki. And Ovelin is a startup that is accelerated in Startup Sauna. That is a program of the Aalto University from Helsinki. And if you are interested in this program, tomorrow in our other event that will take place at 5 o'clock at Torino Entra, there will be a presentation also of this program, Startup Sauna, that is where Christopher is incubator. Christopher? As you can see, he's got a guitar, and this is because his startups is about learning to play music through a game. So it's a sort of edutainment game. We can do a chat instead of... So in the meantime, I just want to invite you to the presentation of tomorrow that will be about how digital startups could be helped by incubators. And so there will be some of the hosts that we have got here from the incubator of Berlino, and from the incubator of Tallinn that will present their own program and will describe their own digital ecosystem in their own countries. And then we will have a second roundtable about digital startups. So entrepreneur and startupper will present their own point of view in relation to how incubator could support them. So we will compare the two different points of view, the one of the incubator and the one of the startupers. So what? 2 minutes? Should we go to the next one and then go back to the Ovelin that in the meantime will exercise himself with the guitar? Yes? Yes? So let's stay in Torino with Regalister. Are you ready? Okay. That is a startup incubated in the Trita bit, and Davide will present this new way to make people make you gift.
Hi everybody. Hi. I'm really happy to see a lot of girls inside this room because all my days I work for you. I'm Davide Bertarini, and my idea is called Regalister. Okay. I want to tell you a story. It was last Christmas time, and I stayed with a girl that wanted this bag for Christmas, and she tried a lot to transfer in my mind that she wanted this bag, and I bought her this one. Believe me that the day that I give her the second bag, it was a bad day for me. So we have two problems. One problem is to the person that want to give something to someone else, And the other one is receive bad gift, because if you receive bad gift, you have no idea about where you can put it, and maybe you have to gift it again to other people. In Italy is riciclare. So I found the solution that is an application for iOS system. It's really easy, and as you can see, it's pink, is for ladies. And how does it work? When you are in Christmas time, you can take your phone and you can push the plus button, the blue one, and you can take pictures of the object that you want. After the picture, you have to put tags like color, size, or price, or the name of the shop. You push the OK button, and a notification starts and go on your Facebook profile and on your Regalister profile. So if in 10 days it will be your birthday, I know exactly what you want, because all the pictures are geolocated, and I can go back to the shop because I know the picture, the name of the shop, and the map, and tell to the guy inside the shop, man, I want this one, and I'm sure to do the right gift. This is my value proposition. It's really simple. With Regalister, you don't waste time, money, and you are sure to do the right gift. This is the growth of the internet in next 3 years, and it will reach about 161% on mobile device. So those are my competitors. There are a lot of people who do something like this, but I'm really different because I have the free iOS app. Some of this one are the app that cost $2.39, and I have the Facebook share because you don't sell a mail to your friends, but I can find the object on your Facebook. I can sell object by the application, the geolocation, and it's really user-friendly and is a user-based approach because it's the user that upload the gift. This is my market. It's for the moment, only women from 13 to 45 that are able to download an app and take a picture with the phone. It's around 84 million of users that can upload pictures. My revenue model is twice. The first is the e-commerce, because I can sell product from the application, because I can have partnership with shop and sell product. And the other one is the freemium, because I can do 2 apps, one for free and one for pay, and I can sell the application on the store. I have a lot of milestones. At the end of this year, it will be ready, the iPad app, the Android app, and the Windows 8 app. And I have to develop the e-commerce. In the future, maybe I can also aggregate wish list. If you have a wish list on eBay and a wish list on Amazon, you can aggregate all the list inside Regalister, and I have to do a lot of marketing offline and online. This is my team. I'm the founder and the CEO. I have a lady that works for me that is the social media manager, and I have 2 strategic partners here in Torino, one for the software development and one for interaction design. So those are my contacts. If you want to contact me or ask me a question, I'm here for you. Thank you.
Any questions?
Just a quick question, really. Do you have a system to prevent buying double gifts?
Yes, of course. Not now, it's not developed, but I know exactly the way to do this.
All right, excellent. Thanks.
Other question? Okay.
Well, one question. I'm also thinking about to use it maybe to know what a person I'm maybe not really close to, but I'm giving him a present, don't really know what to buy him. But would you always use it? Like, I mean, is it not sometimes even better to think about yourself, what you want to give to somebody? Like, you know, it is I think in some way, if it's a really close friend, just having a list and I know what he wants, but sometimes it's not the gift, the surprise that you get something what you didn't expect, but you like it.
Yes, it's an odd question, but now on internet there are a lot of company that do wish list on internet, and you can buy only object by internet. I do a trade union with a shop on the territory, on the map, and internet. I know that in this mode it's really difficult to have the surprise of the gift, but we are sure to do the right gift and you don't waste time and money. You're welcome.
I can say it loud. I think this is a great idea, do it fast.
Thank you.
Somebody else? No, okay, so now Andrea Aloi will present Soccersquare games and their first Facebook app that is Soccersquare. And this is one example of startups that won the startup weekend 2 years before and then have been incubated in the 3-bit program and now are incubated in the I3P. So please show what's going on in the soccer field online.
All right. Can you all hear me? All right. Yeah, so I'm here to talk to you about Soccersquare games. Yeah. This is better. Our mission is, as it states, bringing the experience of sport management games to social networks. For now, Soccersquare Games has developed our first game is called Soccersquare. It's a social game that's based on the world's most famous sport, which is soccer. In our game, users have to manage a soccer team and a sports city, which is everything that revolves around owning a soccer team. And you have to train your team to compete with other users from social networks. In our case, it's Facebook, because we've only launched it for Facebook so far. So you have to manage your team, and you have to train your players in order to compete in national leagues, national cup tournaments, and friendly tournaments. So here are the numbers. Soccersquare's first version was launched in December 2011, last year. And by the beginning of April, so after just 3 months' time, we reached around 30,000 users and nearly 1 million matches played by our engine on the site. So here in this slide, it seems like the users are not growing as fast, but it's really because of the scale of the graph, because on the y-axis you have millions of games played, and users are grown from 0 to 30,000 in about 3 months' time. So this is what Soccersquare, our game, looked like about 4 months ago. This was the live match page, where you could see the game with a timeline and all the game actions as time progressed. And this was a look at the sports city, where you have to build your buildings and your stadiums and everything that revolves around soccer company. Now, also thanks to the help of our interaction design partners, Soccersquare looks like this. So this is the refurbished, the live match page, where you can see the commentary and the score and all the important actions that are as far as they're being made. And this is a new look of our sports city with all the buildings, and there's actually 2 sports cities because we couldn't fit all the buildings in one screen. This is the training field, and this is the locker room, where you can decide your team's strategies. So this, we're currently in a state of closed beta, which means we've launched the game with a limited number of users, so we can test all our features. We have about 2,500 users for the moment. And the results are pretty good, because we have an average time of 21 minutes on our game, and 31 pages are being visited at each login by the users. So This is a pretty stunning result compared to our previous alpha version. Our business model, well, our game is free. It's free to play. But we will include soon micropayments and in-game advertisements. What are micropayments? Simply small amounts, small fees you can pay to buy little enhancements inside the game so as to progress a little faster. And then we have in-game advertisement, which is going to look a bit like this. So say the user decides to sign up to the game with the AC Cuneo team, and he will see all the sponsors from that team in the stadium and the press area, just as it happens in real life. This is our team. I'm not the CEO, I'm just actually a CTO. There's two of us. And Gabriele Costamagna is our CEO. He's not here today. He sent me because I speak better English, actually. So our milestones in the near future are making a 2D or 3D visualizing engine to actually see the game as it's being played with little dots representing the players. And we're going to accomplish this thanks to the help of Tiny Boat Studios, which are here today. And we've talked earlier, and they're going to give us a hand in that. We're going to include translations because for the moment the game is only in Italian, but it will be ported obviously to English, Spanish, and Portuguese because we've noticed a strong user presence from South America and Asia and North America. We're going to implement the marketing which I talked to you earlier, so micropayments and in-game advertising. And then we're going to spread Soccersquare all around the world and hopefully close around A. These are our contacts where you can play the game on a Facebook app. You can like our page, like our company, and follow us on Twitter or by mail. And that's about the last slide. Thanks. Any questions? Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to know which platform do you support and which technologies do you use to make the game? Thank you.
All right. Well, our application is it's actually a web application at its simplest. So it's server-side PHP, HTML5, and JavaScript, and it's a Facebook application, which means it can run outside Facebook, but it's integrated into Facebook, which gives you the opportunity of developing applications for the network itself to make to benefit from all the user interaction that Facebook offers. So in the game, you will notice that if you have friends inside the game, so if you can ask your friends to join you in the game, you can progress faster. So technologically speaking, so it's just a simple application, but we're working to port it to cloud. In fact, the closed beta is now on Windows Azure cloud servers, and it's still running PHP and JavaScript client side. We use a SQL Azure database to store our matches and our users. And we are currently planning to develop it for mobile devices, but it's a work in progress. It's a milestone I failed to mention, but yeah, it's going to be on tablets and smartphones soon. For the moment, it's playable, though it's not really enhanced on mobile browsers. So you can try it on mobile browsers, but it's not optimized yet. But will be in the near future.
Can you maybe talk a bit more about these micropayments, because these micropayments are always very intriguing. I don't know if you're familiar with the term pay to win. Pay to win. So you pay a certain amount of your customers like pay, and then a certain amount of customers don't pay, and the ones who pay gain a huge advantage over the ones who don't pay. So how are you going to?
Well, essentially, if you are if you use good strategies and you train your players constantly. So if you spend a lot of time on the game, you can achieve really good results without paying a single cent. What we include micropayments for is to give shortcuts to users who may not have as much time to spend on the game, and allow them to obtain fair results without being connected all the time. But basically our really nerdy players who are on the game 24/7 really don't have to pay in order to become really good, because what the game relies on is constantly following your team. So training your players whenever there's a chance to do so, curing them when they get injured during games. And micropayments are a way to just automate maybe this process. And how it works is the user pays via Facebook credits for some sort of feature inside the game, and Facebook pays us 70% of what the user actually paid the credits. That's how the revenue is made. Yeah, you're welcome. Other questions?
Okay, we should probably go on because we are a little bit late. And it seems that we finally will listen to some music, right?
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, Christoph.
Hi, how's it going?
Fine.
Okay, you want me to start?
Sorry.
Okay, so I already won answer on the Cofounder for Ovelin. I also what you can bring it there. Okay, so what we are doing is we are taking away how people learn to play musical instruments. And the reason why I'm doing that is that because today, all the people start to play musical instruments. Up to 35% reach to again. So that's what motivates practice to be even exercises. And 85% of those was me, and this is what I got the game called Transport. And it's played really in Qatar, so I'm saying some of those I'm not seeing any such treatment, so that's the most guitar and it's proposed the iPad stuff so much. Okay, so this is what supply money. So we go through this exercise. And how to supply the task people. Okay, and once that word for baby talk, you can go to the actual training also. So now you want to send it to the last one. You cannot follow it. I hope you could see this Audrey. We can also try how to assess just almost this process. So the idea is really that you can take normal out and you just see as it's not never done. So other exercises so again the huge case for case. could share the screen here. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so our game is called Whiteboard, and I hope you can hear me better. And we have launched the game last November. It's the number one music app in 34 countries, so it has been extremely successful. We have won a lot of awards with it, and it has been on the Sunday Times Best Athletes. It has won iPad Game of the Year award from the Thür TV, and so we have won both big music competitions. In the US and in Europe, the South, North, Southwest, and the Region. And actually 2 weeks ago, the Wired magazine has named Ovelin the oldest startup in Finland. Okay, that's the thing, so it has been extremely well received. We have about 100,000 downloads the very first month alone. And of course, 100,000 people are not all ridiculous. In Europe and US alone, there is 160 million people interested in learning to play the guitar. And so we want to recently take into other instruments as well, so for Ranno, for drums, the carpentry, for example. Two words about Ovelin. So we launched the company in December 2010. We are now 11 people. Andrea and Helsinki, Finland, with $1.5 million investment to San Francisco. We are now working on 2 games. Okay, I thought for those of you who want to learn a guitar and download it in the App Store, and first is now to end because how are you doing?
Fine. We have a wide experience because we didn't listen exactly to all the letter of your words. So the game here was to complete the words that you were saying. Okay. So for sure you saw a lot of interesting images of his service, and now for sure you are curious to know more about Ovelin. Have you got some question? You can do them to him by chat, maybe next days. Well, we have this remote pitch experience. Now let's go back to Torino, but with Audrey Harris that comes from Paris, France. And she will present her startups. Questo sentito bene però. Okay, so Audrey, she will present Subis, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I don't have any keynotes, so we don't have any technical risk with my presentation. I will just talk. I'm Audrey Harris. I'm 28 years old. I come from Paris, and I'm the CEO and founder of Subis.com, which is not a technical innovation, just try to be a service innovation. Subis.com is a marketplace dedicated to the best craftsmen of the world. So I'm curating all over the world the craftsmen in fashion and design, and provide them on my marketplace a store, promote them using partnership, distribution partnership. So my business is not fully concentrated on internet, but also try to create a whole ecosystem around the best craftsmen of the world. So the important things now, I think, to explain is how I get this idea. I used to work in several internet startups like NetVibes or Dailymotion, who are French startups. And in my network, at the same time, several of my friends, designers or fashion designers, asked me how they could sell on internet their creation. So I benchmarked for them, and I had a look on several platforms like Etsy or Yoox or Net-a-Porter, which are very famous marketplaces. But the problem was there was no valorization of their craft skills at the same time as design. So I proposed them to create their own websites, which is one of my skills. And I realized that it was not very efficient for them because they were young, not well known, so they would be lost somewhere in the web's internet stuff, but nobody will find them. After I said, okay, you are 5 of my good friends, I'm gonna create a website just for you, 5 of you. And after I thought, okay, if in my own network there is 5 people that need this, maybe in the world where there is a lot of people who are creating exceptional craftsman products, but aren't able to work on their marketing, work on having a website, having a web store, and having any distribution anyhow, because people who get very exceptional skills aren't able to work on everything. So I created Subis.com a year and a half ago, and today we are proud to get about 70 stores, so 70 craftsmen on Subis.com, and we're about to launch the English version of the website. The business opportunity I saw in it is that, well, I think that today people are more and more interested in having unique products or very exceptional products. They want to have a storytelling of what they buy. They want to be able to understand where the materials are coming from and who is the one who designed and created it. So, well, I'm today looking for ambassadors for me, because I am looking all around the world to find craftsmen, people making hats, jewelry, furniture, clothes, haute couture clothes, and who are, looking for clients that I will bring them. And, this is what I'm asking today, because I already launched money, so I had the opportunity to hire people to help me in this task. So if somebody in here know very talented craftsmen, please come to me or suggest it on Subis.com. We will be happy to have a look on his works and hopefully to welcome him on Subis. I think that's all.
Any question?
Economics and fiscal and laws, different laws in Europe. I mean, I run a international e-market store, and it was very difficult to customize our e-web commerce to understand and respect Italian laws. And I can imagine having such a social market, it's very difficult to sell all around Europe. I mean, if it's in Europe or it's just France?
It's all around the world. It's not only Europe. 50% of our clients today are in the USA, and most of them in New York. Well, I'm just bringing clients to the craftsmen, so they are taking care of the shipments, and well, I have several very particular problem for shipments. For example, if you are working on leather, exotic leather, for example, is very complicated to export. So I prefer that the craftsmen take care by themselves of the shipments, etc., because they have, for example, to prove where is coming from the materials, etc. So they have to provide certificates. So if Subis will take care of that, it would be very complicated, and this is not my skills. And there is specificity for every savoir-faire, every type of craftsman. I'm talking about leather, but for jewelry, this is the same. You have to prove where are coming each stone, each metal, etc. So they are taking care of this. And, well, they used to do that because for the moment, most of the craftsmen are French craftsmen, even if the made in France is not my problem. But they all have a lot of clients outside France, and they used to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, two more questions. How much is your wage on a buy? I mean, when somebody buys something, how much of that price comes in your pocket?
15%.
And do you use PayPal as a international way of payment, or you have your own?
Yeah. So my commission fee is 15%. Yeah, and I see your face. You think it's huge, but you shouldn't think that, because on these markets, on, well, my concurrency markets, you see like Net-a-Porter, etc., luxury, fashion, and furniture markets. We are more about between 30 and 50% fee, honestly. So my point was also to help this kind of craftsmen to live correctly, because they are not selling through Net-a-Porter. They are selling through the worst ever distributor you could have. They are selling to Chanel, Dior, etc., who are multiplying by 8 or 10 their prices. So 15% is quite correct. And for the paying system, I'm using PayPal, but I chose to have a specific implementation of PayPal because of legally issues. I choose to, use the native API of PayPal in order to automatically split my fee and the craftsman due at the payment moment. You're welcome.
Somebody else? Okay. Now we go on with another. Thank you. Okay, now we have. Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah.
and it's easy to fill and store them. And so I think it's differentiate between staying in that research or a left and stay a gift. And these help to know in everyday life and especially are not basic. And so the fundamental building blocks that under on use under school sources. And so this has been developed by first Dr. Brian and Dr. Phil Happy and the university in Dublin. And so in directly in there, and he also actually has doing the story. And they spent the last 20 years developing the products in conjunction with news and universities all around the world. So currently we have developed this glass post. It's on it.
Sorry, John, can you hear me? Unfortunately, we can't. We can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just let's start again where you stopped, when you stopped you.
Okay, so
Okay, sorry, John. We are not able to listen to you right now. So maybe if starting from what he explained at the beginning, you have some question, we can do them via chat. Sorry? Okay. Have you got some question? No. Yeah, have you? No, I was asking to the audience. Have you got some question? You can start from, again, a couple of minutes if you want to finish your presentation.
And we got a very amazing reaction. Some people when we told them to use that we could improve social analysis by so through social media, we have learned a lot about extras, but also got enough extras to really learn follow users or how to create a product. And so we created a product, right? And so far, we have 23,000 question answers through the closed data. And our investors don't want the product. I hope we have people use the system. And we plan on doing this customer service and through social media. And what people think of such thing as use and get comment without that. I think that's very important. So we have to use it.
Okay, so John, now the noises are getting really strange. Okay, have you got any question? Okay, John, thank you for your presentation.
Okay, no trouble. I'm very sorry about the issues we've had here.
Okay, we think we have a. Okay, it was John for Dublin, and now. And now we have two startups that are from Torino, so the thing will get really, really easier. Okay, so Simone Graglia from Tamtown.
I'll just try. Yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm really proud to be here today, and I'm Simone. I'm the CEO of Tamtown, and I would like to introduce you our company. So, as you may see, Tamtown is, as I wrote down, is the easy and fast way to get your needs done. Okay, that's a really ambitious phrase. I'm going to explain you what is that about. So, Tamtown is a real marketplace where everyone can find a solution to its everyday needs. To give you a better explanation of what we are doing, I want to let you know how the idea came up a couple of months ago. Like, we were aiming to do a cool present for a friend of us, and it was like putting together some videos of the people who were not able to attend to a birthday party. But at that time, we had two big problems. First of all, we had no time because we were writing exams. Secondly, we had no knowledge. We had a big lack of knowledge. We didn't know how to interact with that kind of product. And so we thought that it was a good opportunity for us to develop a new kind of service where you can actually catch up, meet up with some people who are able to do what you're not able to do, who are willing to put knowledge, time, effort, and make money out of it. On the same time, Tamtown is a new way for professionals to find new customers, and for the others, which means you, everyone here in this place, or students, or housewife, whatever, to make money and to create value out of your time. Okay. As I said before, the platform is a two-side platform. The first one is the buyer side, so we are looking at we are focused on the demand, which means that you can post whatever you need. Like I'm looking for someone who is wearing my T-shirt for the night. I'm looking for a professor who is helping me to pass the exam. I'm looking for a plumber who's coming to fix my shower. And so, like it's really easy. You just post your need. You choose a category, like we have 12 macro categories and then a kind of infinite mini ones. You describe whatever you need. I need this guy, I need this kind of service, and you can insert pictures or video. Imagine you are looking for someone who's coming to your place to paint your wall, and so you just make a picture out of it and it's going to be really faster. And the demand, the good thing is that it's customized on yourself, which means that it's you that you select the time. You can have a time spot, which means that maybe you have to pass the exam in 2 weeks' time, so the person has to come before. Or, I mean, you're coming back from home after work and you're coming back home at 9, so the person has to come to your flat from 9 to 10 or later or in the weekend. And the third point is that it's geolocalized, so we have a big map and it's going to be really fast, so the person or the service, you can find it in your place, in your office, or whatever you want. On the other side, we have the supply. So we have tons of examples, like you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can be a plumber, you can be a dog sitter, cleaning house, private tutor, carpooling, like you share travels. You can even find someone who's coming for a run with you at the park because you have no time to go to the gym. From the offer side, it's really easy as well. You just fill up your profile. You can put your personal contacts, and you can insert your backgrounds and your comments and your past experience. So you try to become more competitive because the system is really easy. As soon as you put an offer, the system is matching with the demand, and so it's sending you an email to say, hey, there's something that could be interesting for you. And of course, you can insert some videos, photos, whatever you want. Imagine a graphic designer that have to show his skills, so he has different features to do it. Our business model, we developed this kind of project with a kind of lean strategy, so we changed a lot in the past months. Today, we launched 2 weeks ago the finance service, and we go on with a freemium business model, which means that the basic service is for free. Everyone can interact with the platform, but if you want further features, like we have different targets of customers, of users, so all of them we are working a lot to give them the best value, the best fitted product, which means that if you're looking for a cross-selling for a dedicated inbox service or SMS or free alert or whatever, you pay for it. The keywords of the website is a win-win, because we're establishing a win-win strategy, which means that I find a solution for my need. Finally I found someone, a dog sitter who's taking care of my dog, and is really reliable and trustful. And on the other side, so I'm happy for it, and on the other side, the person can work, can make money. Imagine today how many people are there that have spare time, free time, and they can just use their own knowledge, use their own skill, use their own effort, which is a really important word as well, to make money. And of course, it's really easy. We spend a lot of time for the user journey, so it's like you post your need and the system matching everything. And it's fast and reliable, because today we're investing a lot in the reliable. That's why we're looking for the next release will be some features with Facebook's application that will help you to see that the person is real and the person is doing the proper job. Our team those are not the best picture ever taken from us. As I said, my name is Simone, I'm the CEO. Then we got Alberto, is the CTO, Giorgio, CFO, and Matteo is the business development, taking care of all the different analysts. We are really young. On average, we do have 25 years old, and we put lots of effort in this project. From June 2012, we established a big partnership with Seri Group, which is maybe the leader a company in kind of point retailing. I will explain you further if you need it. And thank you for this presentation. If you need further details, please write us. This website is www.tamtown.it. We're going to launch the app really soon. I think in a couple of months we'll have the next release for the Android and iOS market. And then follow us on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, YouTube. We have lots of videos. I mean, of course, we have 5 minutes, so we have no time. But we invested a lot in videos that will explain you our service. Thank you.
Any question for Simone?
Well, actually, we do have quite a lot of competitors. This kind of marketplace is a brand new idea. Was born in 2011 in US. So we split the market in. I had a slide, but unfortunately I have no time to show you. It's not a competitor, because the value we are giving is much more. The technology beyond this process, it's really more complicated. So we are investing a lot in the easiness and the fast of the whole process. eBay on the service side, so Kliji is a kind of competitor, but then you go on the website and then you see the ad. And probably you don't trust, because there are no pictures, there are no feedback, there's nothing, it's static. So our website is more dynamic, therefore we aim to be much more reliable.
Other question? Okay.
How do you make sure that you're reliable, that the sellers are reliable?
Of course, we are studying. That's a big deal. I mean, we are not guaranteeing any kind of service, of course, because we're looking for the critical mass. We are working a lot on this part, and probably we make some kind of futures with Facebook, because we made lots of researches that show that now people trust more Facebook than kind of real life, kind of Google. So if we can show them, I mean, probably if you're looking for a plumber and we show you that this plumber has been work with the friends of yours, it's going to work. So reliability is not an issue, it's an opportunity we do have in our website. So we are going to invest next funds and next months to enforce this part.
Okay, thank you, Simone.
Thank you.
And now the presentation of the last startups, that is Teeny Bull Studios. And these startups have already been mentioned tonight because they collaborate with Soccersquare Games in developing the live match. And this is also what the incubator are for. I mean, they could help also startups to get connected with startups or other teams that work in the similar field to understand if partnership or some sort of collaboration could emerge. So that's the case of Teeny Bull Studio that develop a game for mobile phone. And Matteo and Lana will present their startups.
Good evening, everyone. We are Teeny Bull Studios, and what were our key moments? Basically, the Christmas day of when I was 6, and July the 14th, when my associate Rocco turned 6. And what happened that day was we received our first 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System, which still gives me a bit of shivers, because, you know, it was a milestone in our lives. And that day, we decided we wanted to, we knew what we wanted to do. We wanted to make games, and we wanted to give people a chance to feel what we felt when we played games. We love playing games. It's a great passion for us. So this is our team, that's me, and the other one is my friend and classmate Rocco from the University of Turin. And we began we began working together on April the 7th of last year, after we graduated in virtual reality and multimedia at the University of Turin. And what we are today, basically we're a technically proficient team. We have a lot of expertise and a lot of passion, of course. We also have a couple collaborators. We have a graphic designer and a game developer who have been working with us for about a year. In this year and a half, we have created a scalable and expandable development platform by creating our own algorithms and plugins. This allows us to create any kind of game in a relatively short amount of time. What we do now is developing video games for mobile and, in the near future, we hope, social networks such as Facebook, of course. What we aim to do is a revolution of classic games through genre mashups. You'll see what I mean in a minute. What we want to have in our games is a simple, fast, and intuitive gameplay, because most people play with their smartphones, for example, when they're waiting for the bus, or at the doctor, or wherever, on the metro, on the bus, on the tube, wherever. Of course, they must have appealing graphics, so we took a great care in the graphics compartment, and that took us a long time to achieve. Our first achievement is Space Connect, which is an iOS game, which is basically a 4-in-a-row evolution. We started by thinking we cannot make a simple game. We must mash up 2 genres. For example, I don't know, we were thinking tic-tac-toe with minefield, and then we thought, well, maybe 4 in a row with explosions. Why not? Everybody loves explosions. So we started working on something like that, and what came out actually after a couple bumps in the road was Space Connect, which will have explosions in a while, not yet, but it's taking a long time to develop. It's a nice game. It's got nice graphics. It has multiplayer and single-player modes, different game modes such as classic, 4 in a row games, and zero gravity games, which require a bit more of strategy. So some numbers: we had about 1,000 downloads during the first 24 hours, and about 4,000 total downloads in these 3 months. We've had more than 40% of the users who kept on playing after the first time, and we have about 100 daily sessions. It's not Angry Birds numbers, but we're getting there, I hope. And what's next? Of course, Space Connect updates. We are about to distribute a light version of the game and a macOS version, which will be interconnected through shared saved games and multiplayer games through Game Center. So you can play with your iPhone while your friend is on the computer. And we have a few collaborations going on, for example, with Soccersquare, as Andrea said earlier. We're also expanding in the business-to-business area through gamification and partnerships with some both Italian and international partners, and of course new awesome games as soon as we can. So stay tuned. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and we have a website, of course. And we hope to hear from you. So if you have any questions, here I am.
Any question? Probably the best thing to do to try the Space Connect experience is come on Friday at the blah blah at 7 o'clock, because we will do a match of both Space Connect and Soccersquare. So you are invited to participate to this last event that we are organizing during the social media week. So before going to the cocktail, I just remind you the 2 other events that will be, as I mentioned before, tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Torino Incontra. We will speak about incubation model and digital startups. And then on Wednesday at 7 o'clock at the blah blah, some of the startups that you saw today here will discuss about the engaging strategy online. And now I know that you smell the salami and cheese taste that have been offered by Treatabit, and they come from our startups that distribute local product. So let's go to have something to eat and drink. Thank you.